Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. And I'm excited to see all of you here. I graduated from Stanford and then joined Google in 2004, which was a pretty exciting time to join Google. I've been there for 4 years in Mountain View, working on a variety of different products, but always on the marketing side. After Google moved away, a few different places before landing in Boulder, Colorado for a couple of years. Ran marketing for a startup there for a couple of years. I was employee number 7 at that startup and the only woman in the room. And I think that experience, even though I was only there for a couple of years, really gave me the confidence to see how the CEO was making decisions. And well, that's how he's doing it. I can do that. And not sure that was entirely true, but nonetheless, I moved on from that startup, which later got acquired by Twitter, which was pretty exciting for everyone. But I had moved on to found my own startup, moved back to the Bay Area, and founded a startup called Copywriter Central. It was an online marketplace for businesses to connect with top-tier pre-vetted writers. I at first tried to find a co-founder, and I think I really would have liked to found it with a co-founder, but I wanted to find a woman co-founder, and there were so few women I knew who were interested in entrepreneurship and in a position in their careers when that was something that they wanted to take on. And so I gave up on finding a woman co-founder after a while and ended up learning how to code myself so that I'd be able to build out the app. So I bought a book and taught myself Ruby on Rails and built out the app for Copywriter Central. And it took way longer than it would have taken someone who had known what they were doing from the beginning, but it was an adventure, and I think that experience really built my confidence in my tech career in general, that I felt like I know how things work now on the coding side, and that was really good for me in general. So I sold Copywriter Central to another company, but with this experience fresh in my mind of how few role models I felt that I had as an entrepreneur and a woman in tech, I was really interested in working on something next that would be relevant to that. And around that time, I also had my first child, a little boy, and 2 months after I had my first child, I joined a program called Technovation as their executive director. It's a mobile app startup competition for girls all over the world to design apps that solve problems in their local communities. And it was one of the most intense jobs I have ever experienced. It's nonprofit, something I'm really passionate about. I was working or breastfeeding or sleeping pretty much all the time, and for the first year or so there. And it was fantastic. For me, at that time, it was the perfect lifestyle that I wanted, and felt like I was working on what I was really passionate about. After that, I spent about a year and a half or 2 years there, and had my second child, and then had a moment of, what am I going to do next? I wasn't quite ready for the intensity of that nonprofit role anymore, even though I was really passionate about the cause, and ended up co-founding a startup accelerator with a close friend of mine. And so that's what I'm working on now. It's, as I mentioned, an accelerator for experienced entrepreneurs. And I'm fortunate that both he and I are in a position where we're interested in working on side projects. In my case, my side project is my child and my children. And in his case, it's other things. But as a result of that, I'm able to work part-time and work on something interesting. And so I feel really fortunate to have sort of found this role, and I realized it took me a while. I spent probably a year trying to figure out sort of how to balance this, how to make sure I was spending enough time with my children, and how to have a career that I was proud of and excited about every day. And I feel like I've landed in a good spot for now, but I'm really glad that we're here talking about this today.
Thank you so much. Good evening, my name is Nelly Gamini, and unlike my distinguished panelists here, my background is not in technology. I had my undergraduate degree in business management and started working in the human resources department, and in an administrative role at first, and then very quickly decided that I have a passion for understanding how talent works within an organization, and pursued a master's degree in organization development focusing on how individuals, teams, and organizations need to stay engaged and work effectively to drive business results. And my first big career move was within Unisys. This is giving up my age, but we're talking 1991, 1992. And Unisys back then had 210,000 employees, and I was put at the head of their staffing organization, where I was hiring about 5,000 to 10,000 people a week at times. And from there, I noticed something. It was great bringing people in, but something happened. Within a certain time period, I started seeing a large amount of people exiting the organization. So I started keeping track of that. By that time, as a staffing person, you get so excited to bring, I had a large group of people worldwide, and as I started bringing these people in, within 3 to 5 years, we started having retention issues. And I started tracking them, come to find out within our product portfolio departments and our engineering departments had the highest rate of turnover. And within that, I saw most women that just either had kids or within a year of having kids leave the company. So that was a flag to me. I started looking into why that is. So I started doing exit interviews with all those people that had left the company. And I started collecting data, and I called my boss, worldwide executive, and I said, I need to see the CEO. I think I have something here. There is a fundamental issue within the organization, and why we're losing good talent. Not just people, not just warm bodies, but people that actually, we spend so much time training them, developing them, and then we're losing them. So he actually flew me over. I flew back east to our headquarters, and it's the first time I ever seen the CEO of such a large company. And he said, you got half an hour, what is it? I said, you're losing a lot of really good, talented women. And I'm finding that they're primarily within the technology. And I think we're losing them because we're not providing opportunities for them to stay. He said, no one has ever said anything. I said, that's the point. We're not creating a platform for them to be able to express why. There is no exit interviews done, but I've been doing them, I've been calling. So with that data at hand, I was able to be put in charge of, and by that time I had started my graduate degree in organizational development. I said, give me 6 months to create initiatives that would help you retain these people. So I head up their organization development group and worked very closely with the executives that were having that turnover issue. And I started with a large group of people that I brought into the team, and we started the whole what's called flex